be with you. Reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. The Lord open our minds, understand His word, so that we may proclaim it in our hearts that we might live it. Jesus told His disciples a parable. Can a blind person guide a blind person? Will not both fall into a pit? No disciple is superior to the teacher, but when fully trained, every disciple will be like his teacher. Why do you notice the splinter in your brother's eye, but you do not perceive the wooden beam in your own? How can you say to your brother, "Brother, let me remove the splinter from your eye," when you do not even notice the wooden beam in your own eye? You hypocrite! Remove the wooden beam from your own eye first. Then you will see clearly to remove the splinter from your brother's eye. A good tree does not bear rotten fruit, nor does a rotten tree bear good fruit. For every tree is known by its own fruit. For people do not pick figs from thorn bushes, nor do they gather grapes from brambles. A good person, out of the store of goodness in his heart, produces good. But an evil person, out of the store of evil, produces evil. For from the fullness of the heart, the mouth speaks. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Well, next time we get together, we will be wearing purple vestments. Because, as you know, this Wednesday coming is Ash Wednesday. We begin that season of Lent, of purification. And where does purification begin? It begins in the heart of each of us. Most of the time, we are looking out, like the person in the Gospel, noticing other people's faults and failures. But during the Lenten season, we are asked to pay attention to what's going on the inside. Our own problems, sinfulness, shortcomings, and that we sometimes don't want to go. We don't want to see. And we certainly don't want to do anything about it. There are challenges in our community. Eaton Park closed. Liberty Mutual is closing. But there is one business in this town that will never go down. I would love to see it go down, but it will never go down. And that is the rumor mill. The rumor mill. That is strong and healthy, and it has a lot of employees. So wouldn't it be good paying attention to the Scripture and the Lord talking to us about our speech? And what comes out of a person reflects what's going on the inside, to really put the rumor mill out of business. Look, what do you do for Lent? Think about it. Some people, they give up dessert, they give up chocolate, maybe they give up alcohol or smoking. But wouldn't the Lord be really pleased with us if we would give up what we need to give up most? And that is sin. I would suggest, don't pick what you like to eat for Lent to give up. Pick what you like to sin for Lent. Pick one of your favorite sins. Maybe it's gossip. Maybe it's rumor milling. Maybe it's swearing. Maybe it's pornography. It could be a multitude of things. There are
plethora of things that we could choose. But pick a sin. And if you're daring, maybe 2 or 3. But don't pick too many. Because you don't want to get discouraged. But if we could all pick one sin and say, Lord, I give this to you this Lent. Help me with your grace to avoid this sin. And put all your faith, energy, and effort into that. Think about what rolls off our tongues. Think about what we put on our tongue. Most of you, I know I, will certainly place the body and blood, soul, and divinity of Jesus Christ on my tongue during this Mass and several more tomorrow. But what else does this tongue do? Our tongue is probably the dirtiest part of our body. And not because of germs, but because of what we use it for. Most of us never killed a person, nor could we even imagine doing so. But how many of us have destroyed someone's reputation? Perhaps several people. How many of us have lied to the point that we believe our lies? How many of us say harsh and mean things to the very people we love? How many of us say things that we would not want our mother to hear? For Lent, if we guarded what came out of our mouth, because it's a reflection of what's in our heart, to only say those good things that people need to hear, to only praise a person and not criticize them, to not say vile things that a child could repeat, and to not participate in gossip or rumor milling. Just think what a different person we would be. What a more joyful family and workplace we would have. If that's my wife, I'm not here. With all of these devices that we have, perhaps it would be good to fast from them as well. Can you imagine a day without text messaging? Oh, I would love it. A day without the internet, emails, and all the rest. Because what is so much about it? Gossip, talking about others, criticizing this person, this party, that party. Think about it. If we could all give that up for Lent, how happy we would be. And then at the end of the Lenten season, instead of saying, Lord, I lost 3 pounds, aren't you proud of me? We could confidently say, Lord, I gave up this sin that I struggled with. And it's all because of your grace. And just think how good we would feel saying, that's what Lent is all about. Giving up the weight of sin